Welcome to the beginning of the traditional Tuesday night recording of the podcast. How's it going?
This is the
It's winter.
Christmas episode,
Merry
right?
Christmas, Dad.
It
The Christmas
is.
episode.
It's the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas,
Right.
everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone listening. I hope
Yeah.
you're listening on Christmas instead of spending time with your family, because we're your family here at the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. We're the ones that actually care about you, not your wife or your kids. The three of us really care about you. So you should reject traditional Christmas traditions and spend your Christmases here with us on the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Mike, can you cut in some Christmas music right now is that possible?
Yeah, I think we can get some public domain Christmas music going here.
Yeah, so we'll just lightly in the background of this episode, we'll play like public domain Christmas music. So that like one of those crackling fires.
Yeah.
Can we add a crackling fire blob? Like there's Mike, Chad. Can we slide Chad over and put a crackling fire for the YouTube watcher? Listeners?
Yeah, we can put that in for the. Well, you're adding so much to my plate right now, and we got the end of the year episode coming out that I got to edit together.
It's easy when I'm a big picture guy, man. I'm a big picture guy.
Did you guys know that a lot of Disney IP is becoming public domain, like Winnie the Pooh?
What's the cap on that? Is it what?
100 years
or something? 100 years.
No, I have no idea. I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't know what the cap is on it.
No, I think it's 100 years. Yeah.
So one day our episodes are going to be public domain.
And then people can do whatever they want.
Whatever they want with them.
Well, the big thing is like Superman is kind of coming up kind of soon, and Batman and all that.
Really?
Yeah. 1938 or something like that. So it'd be 15 more years.
I bet they never saw that coming. This is like the whole situation that I was in with my passport.
Your passport's public domain?
No.
Oh.
Did I tell you guys about that? I thought we talked about how I almost
got a new, yeah.
So, but I got a 10-year passport, and then I just didn't realize that 10 years ran out. That would run out. I thought 10 years was forever. So these guys created these characters and figured 100 years was forever, and now they're going to get fucked. One day, someone will pilfer the lunchbox logo of the Not Our Finest Hour podcast and spread it all over the place, and our kids will be getting screwed.
I think that logo already was public domain.
Yes, I found it was public domain. Yeah. I think it was pre-AI.
Oh.
Yeah. This is year 2. Well, I guess it was AI then. So, you guys want to hear a tragic story?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, we needed it to not snow till Wednesday. Now, it hasn't snowed really at all, right? Because the architect won't let us put terrace seed down if there's snow on the ground, because she wants the terrace seed to directly contact the dirt so that the seeds will germinate in dirt, not in snow in the spring. And I don't know anything about seed, but I feel like that seems reasonable. You're a seed guy, Chad.
No, that's not reasonable.
Really?
Well, do you think the layer of snow is going to stay there permanently?
She says the seeds will activate without being in the dirt if the snow is there.
So the seed is already in the dirt mix.
You'll do hydro seed on the snow?
Oh, I've done it. Oh, baby, I've done it.
Okay.
I haven't been back to see the results, but absolutely, I've done it.
There's such little expectation on the results of it anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Until there's giant expectations.
Yeah.
It's either none or this has to grow yesterday.
You're doing this to create a field of weeds, or you're doing this to create a field of weeds and everyone's pissed off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no.
So that Brockville job, the project manager sent me a picture. He's like, "Wow, your seed has really taken off." I said, "Thank God, because I need that money back. I don't want to spend another $15,000 in seed."
So I was talking to someone today, and we were talking about how last night in Toronto area there was a huge snowstorm. Not a huge snowstorm. There was snow. By the time you get up to Peterborough, north of the city, there's a significant amount of snow. So we were supposed to be terrace seeding tomorrow, and now we're not. So we will no longer be able to invoice for the terrace seeding. And so the stupid snowstorm cost us like $15,000 in invoicing.
Not
But
forever. Just for now.
Oh, it gets better.
Hmm.
This is me, not you. If this was you, it would get better, but it doesn't because we didn't get to the terrace seed this fall. They're switching it back to the original spec, which was hydro seed, which is not as profitable for us.
Even if I come up and do it for you?
Well, maybe it would be, but then you'd have to buy the seed off Ben because Ben already bought the seed for the terrace seed.
I have to buy seed anyway.
Well, I could buy the seed off. I don't want Ben to get jammed with the seed, though.
No. Ben's the terrace seeder guy?
He's the terrace seeder guy.
Oh.
So
I
he
don't
was
want to
going
pull
to
the rug out from under Ben.
Well, I know, because it's not fair to him because he already owns the seed because he was supposed to do it tomorrow. Fucking snowed. So it snowed enough that it fucked up our seeding project, but it didn't snow enough that we could send our trucks out and fucking move snow. So really, it was the perfect storm to vaporize as much Paper King money as possible in a small 4-hour window of snow. And
But what if that snow melts overnight? Are you good to go in the morning?
Then we would be allowed to do it.
Have you checked the weather?
It's not going to melt in Peterborough.
Okay.
It's melting sort of here, but if there's one flake of snow, the terrace seed cannot go down because the seed won't germinate. Again, I don't know a lot about seeds, so I can't have that argument. And secondly, fighting with landscape architects is a pointless venture.
True.
It just causes you way more problems from the beginning. When I met this lady, who's actually been very, very nice and very good to us, I said, you tell me what you want us to do and how you want it done, and we will just do that. Because in the end, we're going to do it anyways. So I can either fucking vaporize thousands of dollars doing it the way I want to do it, and then fight with you, and then have to redo it the way you want. Or I can just, you tell me what you want done, and I'll do it that way. And then I might vaporize a little bit of money because it's not going as fast as I had hoped. But it's still better than vaporizing a boatload of fucking money when you're not happy. And then you're also pissed at me, and then you're watching me like a hawk. And you're like, so now when I meet landscape architects, I just say to them, tell me what you want, and I will do that. I'm not here to debate with you whether the seed will germinate or not. It snowed. I'm fucked. Shit. Oh well, hydro seed it is.
Yeah.
But that small 4-hour storm really fucked me. And I was like, this is why this is the brutal reality of contracting, is that everything's going for you one day. Even the rain. I was okay with the rain. Didn't matter. We were going to battle through, put the plants right into the mud. You can literally push them in. It's so fucking wet. We were going to battle through it. And it was all going to be okay. And then it fucking snowed. And I'm like, the one thing that couldn't happen. It could have been a heat wave and we would have been okay. It could have rained more and we would have been okay. The one motherfucking thing that couldn't happen was this stupid snowstorm. And so that's what happened on the list of shitty things. And I was like, this is why this is the hardest way in the world to make a living.
Would you say this is just the way your season has gone?
This is my life.
It's fitting that this is how it ends for the season, right? Like,
yeah, it's probably what I deserve. It's probably what I earned. You know, whatever you put out in the world is what you get back. Well, apparently we know what I put out in the world. A bunch of valueless garbage content. And you know what comes back to me? Valueless garbage weather. That's what comes back to me. So.
Well,
I did enjoy your tilt rotator reel.
Yes. You had to really watch it to the end, though, or it wasn't really funny.
It caught me off guard. Usually you don't get out of your truck in those reels. So to see you not only out of your truck, out of your element, but also spinning around in circles with your arms out.
You just got to believe. I believe I'm immortal.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was a statement. I believe I'm immortal. What are you, fucking moron? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who? That guy's some real estate guru, but I guess he's potentially maybe been involved in a couple Ponzi things.
Oh,
Maybe. If
It's
you
not
look
even
him-
maybe. He has been sued by the SEC. So we can
Oh.
confidently say that, yes, he has been involved in fraud.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. He believes he's immortal. So even if you give him a life sentence, it doesn't matter. He's immortal. There's no life.
do you think
When you're
if
immortal, you can't even send if someone sentences you to life and you're immortal, you're like, I'm immortal. Life is a meaningless thing. So you just walk out of the court.
I think if we backtrack a little bit and you go to that landscape architect and tell them that you believe that that seed is going to germinate this year, you can get away with invoicing $15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'd try it.
Maybe. Well, it's a dangerous game because
Yeah.
they want you to do your invoice on the 20th of the month, but then invoice for what you're going to complete for the whole month.
Oh,
That's a dangerous game, my friend.
yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. People are like,
Yeah.
"Ooh," and I'm like, "Yeah, that money's not free." If we invoice for something we haven't completed, we still have to complete that at some point, and then we will have already used the money,
Yeah.
and that would be bad.
That's sticky. I hate doing that.
I don't like it either. I would much rather just go to the end of the month, invoice what I completed, and move forward. This projectively invoicing, I think, is just a trap for contractors to
Yeah.
get fucked in
Oh,
the
yeah.
end. Well, you're not getting fucked. It's your own irresponsibility if you spend the money instead of using it. But
But no,
there's
you
like,
just have to take that chance, right? That you
Yeah.
won't complete it and then there'll be
there's a massive irrigation system on this job.
Hmm.
So the irrigation dude sent us the sleeves because it was part of his contract. So we took the sleeves and we're putting them in or whatever. And then I said, okay, invoice me for the sleeves because we invoiced for the sleeves, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no, I just do one invoice at the end. I'm like, yeah, I'm not overtly comfortable with that, dude. Like whatever you do, you need to invoice for it.
Yeah. Invoice in the month, the bill
This
month.
this fucking irrigation system is worth a fuck ton of money.
Hmm.
So you need to invoice it so that we don't get either ahead. I don't care if I get behind, that's your own fault, but I like getting ahead, I don't want to get ahead on it. Because if we if suddenly we're stuck with this huge bill and I'm like, oh, that was irrigation money. Shit. Shouldn't have bought all those gold bars and hid them in my basement. Fuck. We have no way to pay the irrigation guy.
Maybe with one of the gold bars.
Oh, you can't that's how you're laundering your money, Chad. Fuck.
I don't do that.
Now the government's gonna be fucking
Yeah.
totally up my ass. Someone's insurance company is listening to this right now. So on top of not getting the bill for the seed, we also have to do this weird thing where we have to project. These people are, I think we talked about this last week, they're like asking you for the 6-week look ahead. The fuck are you talking about? Fuck off. Like, I can't invoice anything for the next, well, we're supposed to do the rooftop stuff. So, which is kind of neat. I'm into that.
The pillar, that whole thing.
Yeah, porcelain on the pedestals.
Pedestals? Yeah.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do that at that Queen's job. It was all supposed to be pedestals. But
Oh,
then they shaved like, I don't know, $500,000 off the job by doing it on like an HPB style thing. And what's fucked up is they couldn't afford the pedestal idea, so they asked us for other options. And we're like, well, we're not fucking engineers. Like, can we just put down chip and lay regular pavers? They're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. We'll go back to the drawing board and get that approved. Like, are you guys fucked? Do you not have a consultant that should deal with all this stuff? Like,
How do
that
you
doesn't
get
make
to how do you get through the whole process and not have
Like-
that as an idea?
yeah, like unbelievable. Leave it to the landscaper, the dumbest guy on site, to save you $500,000. You know?
You value engineered the crap out of that job, Chad.
Yeah, we did. We even switched the pavers. They weren't happy with us. Unilock was not happy with us.
Ooh. But
Why
then they got
would-
left with a bunch of FLO.
Yeah, Confirm came and blasted that away
Okay.
over multiple days with a mist of muriatic acid skirting across the field.
Perfect.
So, yeah,
It's great for the
As we-
kids. It's
yeah,
all about the
great.
kids.
it's all about the kids. Yeah, yeah.
Breathe in some acid, kids. Keep you healthy.
Yeah.
So you swap. Why? Originally it was porcelain tiles, or originally it was some other paver.
No, it was some other paper on those pedestals,
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
and
But
with
they were
this-
probably Unilock pedestals and Unilock pavers.
yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
I didn't know Unilog had a pedestal, but that could be.
yeah. They have a
That could
because
be true.
we're using their pedestal because it spins up and down.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
to
yeah.
adjust the grades.
Yeah,
We're using their. It's a good pedestal. Like I doubt they manufacture it. I'm sure they're just fucking reselling it.
yeah.
The same with like porcelain tile and whatever. They're just using their network to fucking hop flog shit.
Yeah.
But it's a good network. It's a great business plan. It's how you scale. They're scaling. They're scaling these fucking shit out of these pedestals. What are you going to do to scale up in 2024, Chad?
Does the 21-ton shovel count?
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
more can you? I don't know if we can scale much more. I need a guru. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I want to scale horizontally.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just going to shift from landscaping to excavation and earthworks.
I think that's vertically, no? Or you actually
No.
want to get out
I
of
want to go
landscaping?
sideways. I don't want to. Well, I always want to go up, but I'm under the assumption that this is not a growth year, so we're going to shift sideways.
I see.
So instead of up, we're going out.
Have you guys all decided it's not going to be a growth year? And have you decided? Are you going to
Are
try
you talking
to?
about everyone in my company?
No, like both you guys.
Because they don't get a
you
say.
two, everyone is in the two people that I'm talking to I guess, that own businesses.
I think we might have a growth year. We had a massive. It depends on what like. We had a massive retraction this year. We achieved our goal of cutting $1 million out of our fucking sales. I set that goal for us on the podcast last year, and we fucking achieved the motherfucking shit, man. We rocked it.
Awesome.
We overachieved. We didn't just drop $1 million; we dropped more.
But did you downsize headaches as well?
I think I was a happier person.
Were you?
Yeah. Most of our
I like how Chad asked, were you?
Were you? Because the past year doesn't.
talk to you once a week.
don't
You
feel
didn't
like
seem
this year's podcast was happier than last year's
It was a
podcast.
pretty downer of a year compared to our first year.
maybe, sure. I mostly the year before we picked up a lot of big residential jobs that we
That would make me.
subcontracted. And I just don't think that when you're not like I'm not endlessly focused on finding residential work, right? So though, but during the pandemic, that work was sort of like falling in our laps. It existed and it was there, and I took advantage of the situation. But if I wasn't hunting that work hard this season, and so if I wasn't hunting it hard, it wasn't appearing anymore. So that was a big chunk of our drop, was that we didn't really do much residential at all.
You didn't do a lot of the work that you didn't want. Is that what you're saying?
Sort of, yeah. It's not that I didn't want it, it's that I don't. So, like, I went through a stage of my life where I liked really complex, large landscape projects.
Yeah.
But that stage is gone. Well, on the residential side, I don't want super complex residential landscape projects. Like, we have a team of people that can do them. I have a lot of experience in it. I don't necessarily enjoy that anymore. Does that mean I mean, you're going to work. Like, I'm not saying I don't love landscaping, but you're going to work. You're going to have to do stuff that you don't always like. There's going to be parts of every project you don't like, parts of every year you don't like, every season. But that work, because we don't actively source that work endlessly, it just wasn't there this year.
Yeah.
I had it. Sorry, go ahead.
So you're going back to 2-step penis-shaped patios.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're building right there.
That's not a bad way to make a living. If
Oh.
they're going to be residential, that's an all right.
I would way rather do 300 square foot patios with 2 steps.
Yeah.
That's just me. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
but someone who's never done big projects with a pool and structures and fencing, and like, if they've never done that, I understand why it would appeal to them to be getting into that 100%. I think that if you look at the career arc of landscape contractors and say that people who are actually in the business for a long time, they start off doing small, simple landscape projects, and then they arc up to crazily complex projects, and then they arc back down to small, simple projects as they get older. I think there's a window for people in the middle who are doing those, and and I'm sure there's some people who stay with simple projects their whole time, and some people who stay with those complex projects the whole time. But I think there is an arc for a lot of contractors where that exists. So anyways, this has nothing to do with our season from this year, but so we've been pricing this driveway job. Right? It's a driveway, front walkway, some steps, and it's been going on since October. We had a 2-hour meeting. I thought we did pretty well with it. I thought we would close the job. It never closed. Nancy sent a couple emails. The guy emailed back a list of questions. And one of the questions was, he had been advised, I was adamant that you needed to excavate so the driveway currently, to put this, and everyone knows what I'm talking about, is a paver driveway that's failing. It's about, by the age of the pavers and the look of them, I'd say it's between 15 and 20 years old. It's failing. There's some fairly significant ruts in the driveway. So my proposal was my standard driveway base, which is 18-inch excavation, amend with 2-inch clear, geotextile, 3/4 clear, drive grid, fucking whatever, standard stuff. But the other 2 contractors that he interviewed said that they were going to get compaction testing and that the base was good and it was savable. And I said, well, it's what the guy's not understanding is it's not the A gravel that failed here. Whatever's under the pavers, that's not what failed. What failed is the clay below. And if you don't take it out, the clay below is maintaining the same wavy shape. It's not like the clay is flat and the wave is only in the limestone or whatever the fuck are under these pavers. The wave is in the clay. I'm like, dude, you got to dig that out. You got to amend it. You got no, they say you don't know what you're talking about. And then he said, can you send me a price with you not digging it out? So that was one of the questions. So I responded saying, okay, well, I'm uncomfortable with that. There's no warranty on the project, period. And that whatever I did the math on for what that cost, I divided it in half and said, that's what I'll take off. Because I know I'm going to have some huge fucking problem on this job, no matter what, because this guy is crazy anal already. I know that, which I'm fine with. We do work for those are our kind of client. I got no issue with that. But I know you're going to call me. Even if you, I said, I'll have to contact counsel to see about my liability on this, because I don't want this guy calling me when this driveway is 100% going to fail again, and probably faster than it failed last time. And then my phone is going to ring off the hook with this stupid ass guy who wanted to save himself a little bit of money, and fuck it, now because it didn't work out, he's going to blame me. No matter how many emails are in the chain, no matter how many agreements are signed, no matter how much they acknowledge there's no warranty, once you do it, you are fucked. And then they will tell everyone around them what a shitty contractor you are and what a piece of shit you are. And so anyways, the guy emailed me back and said, I've gone with someone else on my neighbor's recommendation. So I may have to contact you again though. So I emailed him back and said, you can't beat a good neighbor recommendation. I'm really excited to hear you're moving forward with another contractor. Have a wonderful life. That's what I emailed him back.
He listened to a good neighbor.
He listened to a good neighbor. Like, be a good neighbor, I guess, and recommend landscape contractors. That was the first time though someone had said, I'm going to get some nuclear radiation compaction testing out here. I'm going to hire one of those guys in their Toyota Corolla with their little nuclear machines to come test the compact. I'm like, what are you talking? It's a residential driveway. Are you fucking nuts? Like, whatever. I'm not disappointed that job went another way.
So
also, when I talked to this guy the first time, I told him I could do it in April, weather dependent. And then he took that as law and then was like, I still need to know that you can do this in April. So I messaged him back and said, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this till fucking June now because you've been fucking around for 8 weeks, you stupid idiot, and haven't signed the fucking thing. You think I just sat in my house staring at the popcorn ceiling saying, oh, Jimmy hasn't called me from the driveway. Oh, I better wait for Jim. I can't possibly look for any other work. What about Jim Bob? I can play his ukulele in front of his house in fucking Whitby. Like, fuck off. Anyways, that's the story. But I think that this does show where the market is at right now for other contractors.
compaction testing.
Well, I doubt that's ever going to happen. What they're going to say is, oh, you went out on Tuesday. That's when the guy, and we all know who has a absolute lockdown on compaction testing. And they show up in their Toyota Corollas. I'm not.
We had compaction testing on the job that I won't name, and this was only after all of the pavers were down, and it was required by the landscape architect after not showing up for fucking months upon months as the project was ongoing. And so we had to lift up pavers, peel the sand away, and then he would put his little lunch pail machine down and take a reading, right? And most of the spots passed, but I think 3 or 4 of them were at like 93% instead of a 97 to pass or whatever. And we just asked the guy, like, can you work with us here? Like, we're not redoing this fucking 5,000 square foot paver pad, you know? He's like, well, I'll see what I can do. I'll just count the other readings as this reading. And you give the guy $100 or whatever, and you're golden, right? Like, this is like not law.
Construction
like,
fraud 101.
They're showing up, like you say, in their Toyota Corolla with your safety shoes on and their vest that's brand new, straight out of the package,
and a white hard hat.
White hard hat. Those skinny sweatpant things. They're not even like work pants. Yeah. Those
tight at the ankles. You got to get the ankles tight.
Tight at the ankles. String bean guy.
Got to have tight ankles.
Oh yeah.
Guy might maybe just saying he might enjoy the sport of cricket. Might be the people. I think people who enjoy the sport of cricket have a lockdown on being compaction testers.
Everybody's got to make a living.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that a lot of people who enjoy cricket also enjoy compaction testing in my world. Construction fraud with Chad.
That's Chad's Caleb's
I
corner.
Didn't give him the money.
Caleb's corner. It's the Caleb's corner on how to make a joke. Next week, Caleb's corner will be about laundering money. The week after that, we're going to talk about invoicing for extras you never completed.
Oh man!
How to set the laser to make it look like you actually dug out 6 inches of base when you only dug out 3.
I dug a pool for someone before, an above ground pool. So you're just peeling off and you're making like a little bowl, right?
Yeah.
I was actually for a personal friend, and then the pool guys came to set up the pool, and they set up their water level. You guys have seen this?
No.
It's just no.
What is it?
It's a long fucking tube with water in it,
Right.
because water obviously levels itself, right? And they said the guy who dug your pool has no clue what he's doing. He didn't even level it. It's like we had the fucking transit there. Like, you're telling me your water level is more accurate than my transit? First off, and we're peeling 3 inches of sod off the ground so you can put down an inch of sand. Like, we're not gonna get into how the pool is dug incorrectly with your fucking water level. My God.
I think above ground pool people are a bit snooty.
Yeah. They don't want to work around here, at least.
Well, the above ground. Well, you know that you end up getting a concrete pool when you buy an above ground pool. When we got ours done, they did the same shit with the leveling, and then they dug up the gas line, and we're like, "This gas line's not very deep enough." I'm like, "It's under the fucking pool," and they're like, "No, we the gas line's only going to be 6 inches under the pool. It has to be 18 inches." And I'm like, "What do you give a fuck? Build the pool. The gas line has fuck all to do with you." The guy's like, "No." And I'm like, "Listen, you stupid fucking above ground pool dude. Like, fuck off. This is my own house. This is the most fucked up project in the world already." And then I had to go redig the trench for the fucking stupid gas line.
Ouch.
Yeah, that sucked. But whatever. It was the worst landscape project known to man. It was my house.
Way to vouch for yourself.
No, it was the shittiest run landscape project ever. I should have hired someone to do it. It would have been cheaper.
Dang.
It would have been way cheaper because then I could have focused on what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And our dogs would have been able to piss in the backyard way faster.
People told me I should have general contracted my own house. I'm just like, I have no time for this. Like, I cannot be managing the electrician and the fucking drywall guy in the middle of summer when I should be doing other things. Like,
I think that was a smart move.
great way to lose money.
I think you're absolutely right. It's just one of the smartest business people I was ever around. We were at his house and he had a general contractor changing the pitch of the roof because he came home and didn't like it. So they were tearing the roof off the house, and someone said, "Oh, you should have just done this just general con." And he said, "I go make money doing what I do, so I can pay that dude who makes money doing what he does.
Yeah.
If I can't afford to pay him, then I don't hire him, because me trying to do both means I'm just going to lose money doing what I do."
Yep. Absolutely. So we hired someone that we work for all the time and gave them back some of the money that we've made from them over the years, and we just roll with that relationship further down the line. Now it's no longer one-sided, right? Like, he's building my house and we're doing the landscape for other homes that he's got. You know, like, it's a
good
great
deal.
relationship builder. Yeah.
I think that was a smart move.
Yeah.
How is the house coming? I saw the
Great.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that there was like 6 inches of water in the basement today.
I saw that. Is that like a sub pump issue, or is that just melting snow?
No, it poured like 40 mils yesterday.
Oh,
Like,
whoa.
you got the snow, we got it all in rain. And so I show up today and they're like, "Oh, can you dig a trench?" So I dug from the footing all the way down, probably 150 feet, 200 feet to the pond. Wasn't looking at what I was doing while I was digging the big hole at the bottom, and I fucking buried myself in the 8-ton shovel, like right up to the counterweight. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, how am I gonna get myself out? We ended up having to get the 20-ton, walk it over. It pushed on the blade as I like healed myself out, and thankfully got out. And then I tried to walk back up the hill, and I couldn't do it. So I'm honking at the 20-ton shovel to turn around and grab me. It was like holding hands with a baby, right? Like
Yeah.
the big shovel had his bucket out, and I put my bucket over the end, and he pulled me out slowly, and we walked back up the hill that way. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. I didn't even plan on doing anything at the yard today, and here I am digging myself out of the mud.
Who got to shovel the tracks out?
Nobody. I parked it in the shop.
Ah,
I'm
smart.
like, parked it in the shop. It's not going to freeze, but it'll dry, so I'll be able to just pull it out and shake it off.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
All of our stuff was fucking frozen today.
Oh, yeah.
We had we had the skid steer, the 8-ton, the buggy, the mammoth, and the E20. Every fucking piece frozen. And the guys
Wow.
shoveled the shit out of the tracks. But it was a flash freeze. It went down from like +10 to -6. And some of it was just the tracks were just frozen. So they were trying to get the buggy going this morning, and I showed up late. And because I'm there now, it's total chaos because I showed up. And so I was like, I'll get this buggy moving. And they had already tried moving the buggy, so I didn't, and it was running, so I didn't really like inspect the controls of the buggy. And I jumped on it, and I'm getting it to move like 2 inches, and I'm like, oh, we got the torch out, and we did a bit of torching, and we fucking dug at it and dug at it. I'm like, oh, it's almost going. Keep digging, you motherfuckers. And I mean, obviously, it's getting chaos because I'm involved. And then I looked down, and I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for 40 minutes with the fucking parking brake on.
Love it. We have a rock that holds our parking brake off because if it moves one way, it's completely on. If it moves the other way, it's halfway on. So we have a proprietary rock that we jammed right in there.
On what piece of equipment?
On the MT100.
Oh, nice.
So it was been like that since new. They refused to do anything about it. So
Wow.
So you got a rock.
We got a rock and fixed it ourselves.
Well, I can tell you that the parking brake worked great on the Mammoth.
Does it lock? It only locks one side, right?
I don't know if the Mammoth has a parking brake, to be honest.
Oh, no.
I'm not 100% sure. It probably does. It has lights.
What's it duplicated from? Like, what's the original machine that?
I don't know. Everyone says it looks like a ditch witch. That's what people say it looks like.
Maybe it's.
I don't know. We use it all fall on a commercial setting in some pretty shitty conditions. And I took it and power washed it today at the car wash and put it in the barn. I'm assuming that at some point Mammoth's going to want their machine back. Yes.
Hopefully not frozen. Frozen.
Well, it's power washed out, and I got it off the float, so I put it in the barn, so nothing else will land on it. But yeah, it's the 36-inch one's been good. Actually, I really like the 42-inch one. The 36-inch one, I get it's thinner. I get it. It's thinner. Everyone wanted thinner. I know everyone wants, but the 42 to me was just a really good size. It was just a really good machine. Like the 36 is a good machine too. The bucket is just that little bit smaller than the 42-inch bucket, and it just makes that difference when you're carrying material in and out. But both of them were good machines, so I'm assuming they'll want their machine back. Maybe they'll be nice and give me another machine next year. I don't know. Maybe they'll come out with like a 38-inch they need me to test. So bug them for a 60-inch wide one or something. So
do they have excavators?
They do, yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. They have excavator. He asked me if Mo asked me if I wanted to demo one, but we weren't doing it. Like it was in the middle of the summer when he asked me about it, and we weren't really doing any like digging with anything, a small excavator. So I didn't want to take his machine if we weren't going to use it. Like I didn't think that was fair. So because he's such a nice guy, I was like, if he was a dick, I would have taken it and let it sit in my yard. He's a really nice guy. So he has excavators and loaders and buggies.
Nice.
But getting the buggy unfrozen today was, once the parking brake issue was over, then it went well. But like everything, it was just one of those days. It was like everything was frozen. It was a layer of snow there was a layer of water under the snow, and then there was mud, and then there was a million concrete guys on the site, and there was this excavating guy. And it's just like, man, forget it. We tendered spreading soil for the excavating guy that's on this site. We tendered a job for him spreading soil somewhere, and he told us we were $50 low. So
Wow.
he carried our number. I was like, wow, that was some good figuring.
Nice.
I would have said, great, I'll split it with you at 25.
Yeah, for that 25. If you get that, so he carried our number in his quote. So because we were $50 low. I was like,
Lower than the next guy, you left $50 on the table
I left $50 on the table. Yeah,
per meter.
no, for the whole job.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that pencil was sharp, like you were right on.
Yeah, I was on the money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought
That's
you
why it was.
were
Oh no, this is one of those times I didn't fuck up. Like I don't normally. I'm just talking about when I fuck stuff up. But no, I was me and Jack, our project manager, we did it together and we ended up $50 low. So
I need a jack. I think we're gonna connect in the new year.
I'm gonna tell you right now, fucking anyone who's listening to this,
I spoke to
you-
Jack.
you could use a Jack. Well, I don't want to
Yeah.
say that because if a bunch of people use Jack, that'll fuck me up and fuck you up. But I'm telling you that Jack is the man.
Hmm.
He is such a smart character. He is,
Good.
and he's a super good. Yeah, Jack's been a big help to us. He helped us with the like we got a parking lot for the university in Oshawa.
Mhm.
So we're going to do that in the spring, and that was in partnership with Jack. He helped us with that. So having a project manager is fucking
Hmm.
great.
Yeah, we thought about hiring first like a project manager for specific jobs, like just
Yeah,
because you can do that, right? It's like freelance project management, I guess, for
yeah, like a
landscapers.
Jack.
That's like a jack.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think because he like today I forgot that there was the 6 week look ahead meeting, but it didn't matter because while I was frustratedly yelling at the buggy with the parking brake on, Jack was attending the fucking meeting. It was fucking great. It was the best thing ever because I was like, oh shit, that stupid fucking 6 week meeting. And then I was like, oh, Jack's there. We're good. It's okay. I can go back to yelling at everyone and fucking everything up.
I always wondered if I could close down the shop, everything's sold, no more natural design, liquidated everything, put however whatever the company is worth into the bank, live off the interest and do project management consulting instead, would I make more money?
Potentially.
Yeah. With a lot less headaches.
In a good market for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about that. But I think maybe I still have some more learning to do.
I
Because I've
think
really
that
only
if
been,
you want to do that, it's all about building up your sub trades.
yeah.
You know, knowing if you know good people, people will want you to come do their projects.
Yeah.
Like if you know if you can
Well,
bring in the good sub trades, then I think that that's part of it.
I think you just have to have a name for yourself as a great project manager. Because you'd go and work for other big landscape
Yeah, like
companies,
you're a
right?
hired gun.
Yeah, you're a hired gun, go in and you make, I don't know, 20 or 30 grand to be at a job for a month with the guys and knock it out and then move on to the next one. You know,
I'd
that's
hire
a
you, Chad.
that's a dream. I think I could make a lot of people money that way.
Probably.
You know, I've been through the shit. So there's more to go, I'm sure, but
Well, you just buried the 8 ton, so
just buried the 8 ton.
did
Yeah,
you do
but
that today?
absolutely I did that today.
Nice.
The day after it rained 40 mils and I was fucking around in the pond like an
That's a
idiot.
great place to
Like,
be.
yeah, yeah. They're like, is there a pond down there? I said, oh yeah, just let me go dig it out with my fucking ass end right in the pond. Great idea.
No
I wasn't
time
even
more.
thinking. Yeah.
At no time will I consider this to have been a bad idea.
The terrible thing is that if we didn't have the 20-ton there, that machine would have sat there until spring.
Ooh.
Without a doubt. There's nothing else that could have gotten that out where it was. You couldn't get a truck there, a rotator there. Short of getting a 20-ton shovel there, there's nothing that could have got that out. So
You were in deep.
I was in deep.
You could have made one of those Instagram videos where the guy's like, or TikTok videos. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot because I buried my dozer in this swamp.
I saw
And then
that.
so tomorrow I'm gonna go get my dozer out. Oh wait, now I buried my excavator too.
Yeah.
Getting my dozer. Have you guys seen the cool video of it's a big excavator, like maybe like a 40-ton excavator, and it's sunk on the beach? And it's
No.
like it's in the beach, like it's deep, tracks gone, water in the cab, like it's in. And there's a D10 high track dozer, and it pushes a sand all the way around from a rock truck, and they box it in, so it's protected from the ocean. And then they dig the excavator out when the ocean can't wash into it, and then they pull it out. I'll find it. It's fucking sick.
That's a marvel of engineering.
A bunch of people sent it to me going, we thought we knew you'd like this. I'm like, why? Because I'd be the guy that got the excavator stuck. Like 100%. I wouldn't be the guy in the dozer cutting off the fucking ocean. I'd be the guy sitting in the excavator going, man, I really fucked myself here. Shit.
You got to be pretty brave though to take the dozer there and do that beside the excavator that's buried.
Oh, the dozer's pushing sand like 10 feet higher than the excavator.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's the sickest video. It's such a cool thing. And I'm watching it and I'm like, I bet that excavator is worth like $1.5 million. It's huge. But I bet it cost 200 grand to get it out.
Yikes.
Like just to get it out. I was thinking about that today. Just like, what is some of that stuff actually really cost you that you don't even realize? Like today we were like demobilizing stuff and bringing stuff back to the yard. And I mean, I know it's part of the job and I know we should all be accounting for it on like software, but it just, there's like an epic cost to all that stuff. Every time something happens, you're digging it out or fixing it or whatever's going on. It's just so.
While I was buried in the shovel, I stopped for a second and I thought, maybe I should call someone better than me on the excavator to get this thing out. And I'm thinking, fuck, I don't know anybody better than me that's available right now. I'm fucked and on my own. Like, how am I gonna do this? Like,
Chad, what made you pull the trigger on the excavator? Because we haven't even talked about that yet.
My advice.
The 20-ton?
Obviously.
Yeah, I thought of you two. And I'm like, well, they said I should buy it, so I bought it. No. We are going to get a screening bucket in the spring for it. And we're going to screen our own topsoil right into the truck as we need it. Because I figured if we got a screener in to screen all the topsoil, well, it's going to sit there because I can't use 10,000 yards. And then it's just going to go bad again, right? It's going to get all clumpy. The guys are going to be pissed off working with it. We're going to have it for 3 years. Weeds are going to grow all over. Yep. So why don't I sit it on top of the pile and back the truck up to it and screen right into the truck, and we'll keep it fresh as we need it. Then when the pile's gone, we'll sell the whole fucking thing. If we don't have work for it, we'll just sell the whole thing.
How much is the bucket?
40 grand. So, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it, but we'll take the tax write-off and we're just going to do it.
So who makes the screening bucket?
Rotostar by, some Fox company.
Fox.
Rotostar.
Do you know what sound a fox makes?
Swift Fox Industries.
What does the fox say?
What does the fox say?
I don't know.
No one knows.
Well, foxes make like a yipping sound, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that I didn't know what's kind of. There's a whole song about what does the fox say?
Yeah.
There is a whole song.
I thought you guys knew, but
that they yip. I didn't know that. This is Fox is yipping, and Fox is. I know. Mike was saying before we came on here about you have to remember your favorite moment from the last year. I just remembered mine. I should
Okay,
write it
perfect.
down.
How long do you expect that pile of topsoil to last you, Chad?
If I try and sell it, we'll probably go through it quicker. If we just use it on our own jobs, probably 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So, plus we are constantly getting more and more, right, as we bring it in from our
Oh, yeah.
jobs and stuff like that, right?
Right.
The nice thing about the bucket, though, is that if you needed to, you could take the whole thing to site and screen topsoil on a completely different site,
Mhm.
right, and reuse it there, and then just float the shovel away after.
Nice.
Beats
Nice.
like a screening plant, but
How much does it screen in each bucket?
a yard per bucket.
So I would say the tandem holds what, like 18 yards?
Yeah.
So it's 18 buckets to fill it.
Yeah.
How long does it take to screen it?
Almost instantly.
Really?
Like you
Nice.
hit the auxiliary. Yeah, I'll send you guys a video or something. Actually, I did post one a couple days ago. It was on a little shovel, but yeah, it's basically a bunch of rotating stars inside the bucket, and it just screens out the topsoil, and you throw the shit aside and pick up the next bucket.
Nice. So you can probably screen a truckload in like 10 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big bucket like that. Yeah. So
Nice.
I think we'll try it. It's just money, right? So
On a bare minimum, if it's not good, you can convince someone else it was and sell it to them for 40 grand.
that's it. Yeah.
Like it's
Take a little
this thing
hit.
was so good, we fucking crushed it. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah, it did such a good job,
It's such a
but I
great
don't have
fucking
any
deal.
more topsoil.
I don't need it anymore. I'm all good.
Oh, good.
All fucking good.
Um, you guys want to get a little Christmassy?
Yeah. It's
Is
time
it
for Christmas.
is it still the first hour?
I think we're very close, if not at our worst hour.
Okay. Well, I guess this will either close off the first hour or open the second one. I got a
Mm.
Christmas poem for you guys.
Oh,
Oh.
beautiful.
A landscape Christmas poem.
Chad's
This is-
poem
this
part
is-
2.
My poem.
One of the things, my favorite things about this, the Christmas poems or the landscaper poems, is that I feel like it's the real moment when you're actually putting your education to full use.
Hmm. Which
Yeah.
one? My landscape education or my
No,
English
your
education?
English education. I feel like it's, your English professor somewhere is going, see, Chad, I told you you'd need that.
Yeah. To give away for free on the podcast.
Currently. And we are searching for sponsors. So if you think there's a company that should sponsor us, like maybe a Palmeric Sand Company, we encourage you to repetitively DM them 3 or 4 times each day saying you should sponsor the Not Our Finest Hour podcast.
This could have been Chad's poem brought to you by
Yeah.
your company.
Your company.
By a Palmeric Sand Company.
Yeah.
If you sponsor the podcast, I'll write you your own poem. How about that?
Oh,
Ooh, that's woo.
wow.
Now that is a deal.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. If you sponsor the podcast,
Or a great way to scare them away.
no, I think the poems are famous, man. I
It's
think that if you're in the hardscape space, you want your own poem.
well,
I do like the end of the year type of thing with these poems, though. It leaves us wanting more.
is that what we did last year?
It was the very first episode of the year.
Oh, so it's that's just coincidence because this just felt right a year
Just
later.
felt right.
You guys have heard the poem The Night Before Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the night before groundbreaking.
Oh.
You ready?
We're ready.
All
Bring
right.
it.
Here we go.